Hello and welcome here to Talk SCB, and welcome back here to the channel, guys. And once again today we are going to be going through some Barcelona news. There have been some things happening. Of course, the World Cup coming to an end now. France are the world champions, and today we are going to be discussing the very latest on the Barcelona front in terms of transfers. A lot of rumours going around right now. We, as always, are going to be clearing those up. We're also going to be looking ahead to pre-season and just looking at some things that have been happening back at the club, back in training. Some are back, some are not. We are going to be looking into what's going to be going on the next few weeks, who's going to be staying, who is going to be going, and possibly who is going to be joining the current crop at Barcelona. So sit back, relax as always, and enjoy the show. So first of all, guys, I will look at that World Cup final. Umtiti and Ousmane Dembele are world champions now after France won the World Cup yesterday, after France beat Croatia 4-2 in yesterday's final in Russia. Dembele playing more of a bit part role right throughout the tournament. He featured a lot more in the group stage than he did in the knockout rounds, but Samuel Umtiti really was at the heart of that France defence. I think he grew in stature as the tournament went on. He started a bit shakily, didn't he, with that penalty that he gave away, but after that, really, he was the mainstay of that France defence and scored a fantastic goal, the match-winning goal, as France beat Belgium in those semi-finals. But also, you have to say, commiserations and a very honourable mention indeed goes to Ivan Rakitic, who was on the losing side in that final. But I think it's safe to say, not only Rakitic, in general, his personal performance was very, very good throughout that World Cup. Croatia, as a whole, really captivated the nation in terms of the way they played, the style of football. They never gave up. They always had that determination, and they were very, very good right throughout the tournament. But that does bring to an end the World Cup, and now we're back on the club football front. And I will start here with some news this morning breaking on Felipe Coutinho, and some good news if this report is to be believed by Mundo Deportivo. They say that Coutinho's quest to gain an EU passport is now successful. MD say that Coutinho has successfully gained that EU passport through his wife, which will now mean that he will no longer be classed as a non-EU player in Barcelona's squad, of which you can only have 3 of in La Liga every season. You can only have 3 non-EU players. Before, Coutinho was classed as one, Arthur Melo is one, as is Yerry Mina. But right now, if Coutinho has got that EU passport, he will no longer be classed as that, which in turn will mean we will now free up one of our non-EU spots. Potentially, MD say, could now lead to a move for Willian. We're going to have to wait and see on that one. You're all of the opinion, really, that I think he's not really needed, he's not really the route that we want to be going down, but we do now have one non-EU spot available. Will that be taken by Willian? We'll have to wait and see. Good news also in the recent days for Sergi Samper, who was given the medical green light last week and is officially now fit and ready to start pre-season with Barcelona. As of right now, it's not really clear whether he's going to feature in Valverde's plans going forward as a Barcelona player. I would say usually in this sort of instance, you know, maybe pre-season now, he can fight for his place, he can show what he can do, he can prove his worth to Ernesto Valverde. But you've got to remember last summer against Juventus in pre-season, Sergi Samper had a wonderful game. He played really, really well in that deep-lying role in midfield, and yet after that game, we hardly saw him again in a Barcelona shirt. He was shipped out once again on loan. It wasn't successful for him. He got injured. It was cut short. It wasn't a good season again for Sergi Samper through sheer bad luck. Is he going to get a chance this time round? Is he going to be given opportunity on pre-season by Valverde? And even if he plays well, will it mean anything for his future in a Barcelona shirt? Yet another one, really, that we're going to have to wait and see. Then we move on to Jose Arnaiz, somebody who I think we were all very captivated by when he broke into the first team at the start of this year. It feels like a long time ago now that he really was making his name in the Barcelona first team, breaking through from Barcelona B, and he did very, very well when he came up. Unfortunately, though, his time with the first team was cut short by an injury, which all but ended his season at Barcelona, and unfortunately now it does look increasingly likely that Jose Arnaiz will be sent out either on loan or he'll actually be sold by the club this summer. I really don't want to sell him. By no means necessary should we be selling him this summer. There's no reason to do that. Even on loan, I wouldn't personally do it. I would keep our knife here. I would keep him developing. We saw last season what he can do when he was promoted, when he was given his chance in the Copa del Rey, in the league as well. He's a very bright player. He's 23 years old. He's got what it takes. Give him the chance that he deserves in the first team for a sustained period of time. If we do loan him out, if we do sell him, there are a number of La Liga clubs interested, and no surprise at all that that's the case. The likes of Getafe, Alaves, Girona and Real Sociedad are all swarming and really want to get their hands on Jose Arnaiz, but for me, I would personally keep him. And the final player that we will discuss before we do move on to those transfer rumours will be Alex Vidal. And as I mentioned on Facebook on the weekend, and by the way guys, if you do want to go ahead to my Facebook page, that's where I'm really active right now with the transfer news. If I'm not making videos, I will post the news there, so make sure to stay tuned on that. I basically said that Barca are absolutely desperate right now to get rid of Alex Vidal. He's been on the books for far too long. They don't want to keep him. He's not in Valverde's plans. They do want to actively sell Alex Vidal, but it's been very, very difficult to actually get rid of him. Sevilla, his old club, they've been interested now since about last summer. They've been very interested in re-signing Vidal, but our valuation of the player has really put them off. They do not want to make a move for over 10 million euros. They didn't want to go around that road, and now apparently Barcelona have lowered their estimation. According to Marca, according to reports in Seville as well, we have lowered our valuation of Vidal from 12 million to 8 million in an attempt now to reignite that interest from Sevilla. We want to sell him, we want to get him gone, but I think actually we're going to need to lower that fee even more to get rid of Alex Vidal. High wages, you know that clubs want to try and lower that. They don't want to pay too much on these transfer fees. It is going to be difficult to shift these players. That's the situation really that we've got ourselves into, not only with Vidal but also with the likes of Andre Gomez. We're still trying to shift those players, but as of right now, it's simply not happening. And now on to some transfer rumours, and we will start with Paul Pogba. And there has been quite a lot of rumours actually linking us with the French midfielder. He coincidentally scored in the World Cup final yesterday. A very good performance for him. Somebody that's had a bit of a mixed season, not really that well received right now at Man United, not really that well received by Jose Mourinho, even on the international front before the World Cup started. A bit of uncertainty with France, but during the World Cup, much better showing from him, much more consistent, like we've come to expect from Paul Pogba. And there have been rumours flying around really with regard to Pogba and Barcelona linked together, and Sport actually say this morning that Pogba's agent Mino Raiola has offered the Frenchman to Barcelona this summer. Apparently he could leave United if the right bid arrives, but at this stage I would say it is believed really. The transfer fee and the wages and everything that comes with that is going to be way too high for us. It's not really the road that we want to go down right now. 150 million euros reportedly is what Man United would demand. His wages also would be very, very high indeed, and to add to that as well, Barcelona do not have a good relationship with his agent Raiola. Not really the best person to deal with. So at this point, I would say even with the rumours, even though with the fact, we were linked with Pogba before he went to United, when he was at Juventus, Bartomeu, a very keen admirer of Paul Pogba, that didn't happen then. And looking at it now, I'd say it's still unlikely. And finally, we will talk about Eden Hazard. Again, somebody who has been repeatedly linked with Barcelona. Not only Barca, of course, a number of clubs right around the world. If Hazard wants to leave Chelsea, they will be interested in this man. And after Belgium secured third place at the World Cup, Hazard scoring in that third place playoff against England. He had a very, very good World Cup, very consistent, a very good player he was for Belgium. Almost immediately after that game, he came out and said, you know what? It might be time to go. In his statement, he said that basically he'd spent 6 years at Chelsea, now might be the right time to make a change, to do something different in his career, to really go for the trophies that he wants to win, which is always really a very nice way of saying, I'd like to leave now. And it does seem like the time has come. Chelsea hiring Sarri as their new coach, they're going in a new direction. Maybe now the likes of Hazard, Courtois could be leaving Chelsea, but at the end of his statement he said, you all know where my preferred destination will be, and that, if reports are to be believed, links him to Real Madrid, not to Barcelona. Eden Hazard this summer looks to be on his way out to Chelsea, and if he does go, it's likely not to be to us. It's going to be to Real, potentially for a world record transfer fee. So that is basically where we are with transfers at the moment, guys. What we're really trying to do at the moment is shift some of that deadwood. Always the same every single summer. We're going down this road. It takes us far, far too long to get rid of the players that we don't need, There's not enough interest in them right now. We're going to have to lower our valuations. We're going to have to try and sell them for less than we originally wanted to, and then we can focus on getting some players in. Obviously, Arthur Melo's already here. Longley's already here. They've been in training with the rest of the squad who didn't take part in the World Cup. We are expecting some faces to come back in the next week or so when we get ready for our pre-season tour to the United States, and I will have more news and information on that coming up very, very shortly indeed. Thank you, as always, for watching, guys. Please do leave your thoughts in the comments down below on everything that has been discussed in today's video. Thank you, as always, as well, for your incredible support, all of your comments, and all of you guys who repeatedly come back to watch the videos. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon. But until then, as always, Vesca El Barça!